Jeremy, thank you. Broylesville Museum and Research Center is dedicated to restoring and preserving the history behind the mill in Limestone.
The Washington County Commission has proclaimed May 6th, this Saturday, as Broylesville Day, and a big celebration is ready to commence. Here to tell us more about it, founder and executive director Cheryl Christensen Bennett. Welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, let's start with Saturday. Big celebration, all centered around this historic piece that's kind of just been out there keeping quiet, but not any longer.
No, my fifth great grandfather, Cyrus and Nicholas, settled the land with a purchase of 840 acres back in 1783. And we now own a little bit over a half an acre where the old grist mill, they were millers. So where the old grist mill sits, and we're committed to preserving the mill. We've started that process. The last grandson had liquidated a lot of the equipment. So what we're doing is changing the bottom into a museum. And people have been very generous to us in Washington County, donating equipment and stories. And so it's a day for people to get their first real peek at the mill, to be able to come inside. And the other thing that we're really excited about is three Broyles brothers participated in the Revolutionary War. And so we're doing a tribute to them. The state of Franklin, Daughters of the American Revolution, are presenting a tribute to them, as well as the Tennessee color guards will be there and firing a volley and presenting the colors.
Oh, wow.
So, it sounds like a lot going on.
It is, it is.
Why is it so important to you to preserve this history?
I think because it is family, and I think it starts at that very personal level, and then it's also a very big chunk of Washington County's history. And then I like to think the state of Tennessee, there are not in Washington County that many grist mills that are still remaining. And so we formed a nonprofit, and we're preserving the mill, and we're also collecting the history of all the people that ever lived in Broylesville, whether that's the enslaved free people of color, the white citizens, and so we have a collaborative research center there that we're trying to grow.
Describe kind of the aha that you came across when you got to town several years ago and all the pieces start to come together, and now what ends up happening is we preserve 200 plus years of our region's history. It's been pretty remarkable couple of years, hasn't it?
It has.
Kind of explain that path.
Okay, we were attending a conference in Washington, D.C., not mill related at all, and I wanted to drive through Broylesville because I knew it existed, and I knew there were a few remaining buildings, including the grist mill. And we drove through, and that town is only right now has 20 people that live in it.
Wow.
It's very small. It went from like a big commercial hub to 20 people, and we weren't even sure we were in Broylesville. It's that small, and we asked somebody, and he laughed. He said, "No, you're in it.
You're here."
Yeah. So, and then we parked the car, and we turned the corner, and their mill was for sale, and we had no idea. So. Anyway, we talked about it. My husband and I talked about it for about a year, and ended up buying it, figured out all the logistics of it and what we wanted to do.
And from that point, it has turned into this Saturday, May 6th, Broylesville Day.